Andre back for our very special Welcome Summer live show. This is our favorite program of the entire year because if you work at Dressing Well, you just love summer and you hold on to it for dear life and you make sure that you celebrate it by putting your best foot forward. And of course, all of us in this community, that means dressing well for summer fun as well. So tonight we have a couple of announcements. We have a couple things that we're celebrating. The first is our rack is back, our portable packing rack. We have not had it for 5 years. Everyone's clapping. Put in the chat if you received yours. They have been flying off the shelves. They've been flying like hotcakes. We can't even keep them in. But I've been getting a lot of requests to actually demonstrate them. So the rack behind me, I think this rack is at least 10 or 20 years old. They do really last. We have put a lot of racks to the test in our years here at Dressing Well. When you buy it, it comes in a portable rack carrying case. A few people couldn't really understand that. And then what you do, this is how easy it is. There is no setup. You get it delivered to your house. You take it out of the case. Of course, it's got some tape on it here. You take the tape off. Let's see how hard that is. I haven't actually done that yet. You take the tape off of it. And you set it up. How great is this? Just like the one I have behind me. And what we really love about it, should I come this way? Should I go this way? Is how versatile it is. So Sarah and I have this every single day with us on the road. We put it in the car, we come in, and we get ready to tackle that closet, and so can you. I have about four of these. I have one in my laundry room. I have one in my spare room. Whenever I'm going on a trip, I put it out and for me, packing for the trip is part of the fun of the trip. So I pop it open. Dan, it's always in the guest room, but if somebody's coming over, it's that easy to take it down, put it back in the bag and store it. I hope you liked my demonstration. I promised a couple of you that I would do it tonight. I've got my summer sleeves on, by the way, tonight. I've got my light summer color, and I also have my favorite necklace that Sarah gave me last year for my birthday. So I am absolutely ready for summer. I have my rack. Those of you that go to second homes, those of you that have weddings, these are the kind of things I hear about the rack. I took the rack to the wedding suite and I set up everybody's clothes on the rack. I had one for the guys, one for the girls. I take it with me on vacation to a small cottage because there's no closet space there. So we've heard, put in the chat if you have any unusual ways that you use your rack. But again, we're thrilled. We have a special going on in the whole month of June. We launched it June 1, and it has been so fun because it's bringing so many people that we haven't heard from in a while back into our world. Everyone loves the rack, but it's $99. We are waiving the shipping for the whole month of June, and that's for as many. Marcia, I'm looking at you. Marcia ordered 3, and she was so nice. She said, "Can I really get 3?" I said, "Absolutely. You can get as many as you want." So as many as you want. Sarah and Maria. Sarah's in the Facebook group. Maria's over here on Zoom. They'll put in the chat how you too can own a rack. So that is my infomercial on the rack. I'll get some more pictures posted on social media too, because some people were like, "I really don't get how this works." And honest to goodness, it's as easy as I just demonstrated. The next announcement is summer enrollment is open for Dressing Well Insiders. I see a lot of insiders on the line. Wave, wave, wave. Put in the chat why you love being on the inside with us. We are so darn proud of this program. 2 summers ago, I actually went to school for 2 months to learn how to launch a membership. And only a few months later, Sarah walked right in and took over that program. And it is such a wonderful program. It has brought so many awesome people to us. We have clients, private clients that come into that program because I mean, you're going to hear from a couple of them tonight. They love just the monthly touch base. There's one session live on Zoom. Sarah teaches that. Some people come to every single one. Some people never come. They like the replay. It comes with 10 shopping links. Those are a big hit. And there's also a really cool fun fun Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, great. If you're not on Facebook, that's great too. But it's an awesome, very affordable 24.99 a month, 249 for an annual membership. And if you join tonight, we're in summer enrollment. If you join tonight, either as an annual member or a monthly member, we're going to send you one of these beautiful bags. Your choice of color, by the way, either green or pink from our friends at Top It Off. And if you join anytime between now and midnight on Friday, and Friday is the official first day of summer, you can get the Dressing Well Self-Study Method, a $99 value. As soon as you register or join Insiders, you'll also get that incredible course. It's 5 videos. They're taught by me. That was my project last another 2 or 3 summers ago. I really got busy on learning how to do that. So this could be the summer that you start a brand new journey. We have 1 week of vacation, and then Sarah and I have, we'll each be taking another week, but we don't close. We love what we do. We've met some of our best clients in the summer because they finally have time to meet with us. But if you want to work with us personally, if you want to join Insider, it's a great time of year. We have so many awesome things scheduled this summer. We have 2 more live shows, 2 more Insiders in July and August. We have a really cool event for our Insiders in August. We have a couple of other events that we're doing with other clients. So summer is the best season here in New England. And if you want to have some fun, everything's so serious and so crazy, we invite you to join. So again, if you join by midnight tonight, Sarah and Maria get those links in there. You're going to get a beautiful bag, your choice. And if you join as an annual member by Friday, the first day of summer, your membership also comes with that 5 video course, which is really good. It walks you through our entire methodology from the closet. The rack's also a great tool because you're going to be encouraged to take the entire closet apart and then put it back together. And I'm guiding you every step of the way. So those are our big welcome summer announcements. But now I'm going to get to the good stuff, the mindset stuff, the show and tell that I know you all come for. But what I love to do at the start of any new season is really, and I do this with my clients, is I like to look back and then look forward. So whether I'm on the phone or I'm on Zoom, we work with people very effectively on the phone, in text messages, on Zoom. We don't always have to be in their closet, but whether I'm in their closet or just chatting with them, I'm always asking them, what did you wear last summer? What did you feel your personal best in? What were you saying? Darn, I really blew it. Like, for instance, I'm on a boat a lot in the summer. And I have made a pact with myself that I'm not buying any more summer tops or dresses or all the things that I love to buy. I am buying clothes for the boat. I spend most of my time on that boat. I always like to look nice, and I really need some layering pieces that are going to be able to allow me to comfortably enjoy my family life. On the boat, we're here in New England, it's chilly. So that's what I mean. Like, I've got enough of the fun stuff, the work stuff, but that's something that I identified. So maybe in your life, you're saying, I have, I'm part of a membership in the summer, and we have cocktails every Friday night, and I really want a rotation. Or I just had a client say she's running for office, and she's got a lot of social media, and it's really revving up, and she needs a lot more color. She needs tops. So we're kind of even segmenting, like, this is your stuff to wear during the week. This is your stuff to wear to events. And we're kind of monitoring the social media because that's important to her. It might not be important to you. So think about what's important to you. Think about what made you feel like $1 million last summer. A lot of that can be repeated, and I'm going to show you some of the little twists to make it a little bit more modern. And then number two, after you kind of do that reflection, is get in your closet and get it set up for summer success. And those of you, chat if you've had Sarah come over and do that with you. And by the way, everything we teach here, you can do it on your own. We're really proud of that. but you don't have to either. If you, and I'm looking at a couple of you guys that have had Sarah over in the last month or so, having a couple of hours with her, whether it's on Zoom or in person, it just saves you time and money, and it's a joy. And all of you love clothes, else you wouldn't be on these clothes, on these calls. So consider doing it on your own, but consider, I really consider my clothing and my dress one of my biggest hobbies. And I invest in my hobbies. Like my husband is a big golfer and a big boater and a big fisherman. And those are things that he invests in. I have no problem investing in my self-care, and my self-care, a big part of self-care, and you've all heard me say this before, is how you show up and how you feel. And sometimes just going in my closet when everything else is helter-skelter and seeing the pretty tops and the pants and all the dead wood gone and all the shoes that shouldn't be in there moved out. It's just a great way to live your life. So I just wanted to share that as well. And then the third thing that you want to do, and this is all the mindset stuff, is you want to get that calendar out. And it just happened to me again, brand new client doing the intake with them. And, she was so smart and so forthcoming with everything that was going on with her life. And at the end, and Sarah's going to laugh because she knows I'm telling the truth, I was like, do you have any weddings? And it was like, oh yeah, I've got three. And I'm like, were you gonna tell me that? So get your calendar out and make sure your calendar aligns with what you have planned for the summer. And that really could be just kicking back, hanging out, going for a walk, going out for ice cream. But make sure you have the things that make you feel your personal best. All right. So, drum roll. I know how I got you all on this call was the 7 items not to take into summer. And a lot of this is going to be on the mindset again. And then I'm going to share 7 things to add for the summer. So, number one of what not to take in, and I should actually, this should be actually number two, because number one really is anything that made you feel awful last year. And the other thing is we really do live, a lot of us are on social media a lot. And we actually, in one of our classes, had a photographer come in and teach a class called Photos You Want to Post. And she just gave us all a couple of techniques about how to hold your body, what colors, what shapes, and it really made a big difference. So look in your own life and say, what I have one client and she's like, I just hate the way that style looks on social media or in a photo with my family. I'm like, we're going to eliminate that. Or she had these dresses that are really in, and she's like, oh, I love wearing them, but I feel like a sack. We got some really pretty belts. Got this at TJ Maxx today, ladies. Went to TJ Maxx. Wait till you see what I found. But even being able to cinch this at the waist, can you see that? And pull some of the fabric in. But you can't start doing this until you know what's in there, the colors, and the summer is all about colors. I am, me, I love my black, and I'm going to show you how to do black well. But get the colors in there that make your heart sing, get the shapes, eliminate the stuff that doesn't make you feel your personal best, give it a new home, give it to, I mean, I give things away to my nieces, to my sister, to Dress for Success, to the Needham. I just make my mistakes go away, or when I'm done with things, because I don't want the closet to be this big again. I want the closet to be manageable. And then there's things that I can't part with because I love them. They are not in my everyday closet. I have a whole caboodle. You guys have seen my entire wardrobe at this point, but I have a whole closet where my favorite things live that I pull out for the live shows. Some of them are in colors that I need to be on camera, but they're not in my everyday closet. So I'll leave that at that. So number one is the things that you really don't feel good in. That's the first thing that you're not going to take into summer 2025. And you got 3 days to clean out that closet, ladies. This Friday we start. Even though the weather here has been god awful. Look at my hair. I went out today and it started raining. Oh my goodness. The second thing is shoes that hurt your feet. Can I have an amen? Can I have an amen in the chat? Get rid of the damn shoes that hurt your feet. I am going to give you such a shocker. You saw these on my live show a couple weeks, I don't know, in March or something. I bought jellies. Okay. Can't believe I did because I think I wore these in the 80s. These darn things, Sarah, we'll do some links tomorrow. These are Sam Edelman. I got them at sale at Bloomingdale's for $24. Not kidding. Love them. I'll come back, but they're super comfortable and they're fun. Who doesn't love a red shoe? So, number one, shoes that hurt your feet. Number two, stretched out bathing suits. Oh my goodness. Ditch those suckers and get yourself some nice swimsuits. If you are ever in a swimsuit, I have clients that are like, I'm never going to wear a swimsuit ever again in my life. I have other clients that say, I'm at the pool with my grandkids. I'm an empty nester and I'm going on my dream trip with my husband. I need some suits. That's when you get super focused. And again, that's like, I have been putting up with bad bathing suits. I actually am guilty of this. I'm gonna make a, that's on my list is bathing suits. I usually have just a navy blue basic bathing suit and then I cover it up with really cool cover-ups. But I really need some jazzier bathing suits at this point. So number two is stretched out bathing suits. Number three is ratty beach totes that you wouldn't even take to the grocery store for groceries. So this is the time of year, and a lot of you are from Florida and other parts of the country, but here, if you're from the New England or places with a seasonal temperature change, why not set yourself up right now with a beach, and I don't have mine here to show you, but a beach tote that you love. Another one, sunscreen that is past its expiration date. Part of self-care is taking care of yourself. So pick up, I got this at TJ Maxx today. I was in the checkout line. I'm like, oh, I'm going to put that on the show tonight. But this is just one that's Australian Gold. I love that brand. It smells good. And I'm going to just ditch all the old ones that they probably don't even work anymore. So sunscreen past its expiration date. Number six is, oh, I got a good one. Winter raincoats or spring raincoats should not be coming into summer with you. I put one on the other day and I was sweating to death. It was so I always try to, when I'm preparing these shows, I always am trying to pull out what people are asking me for. And I have this wonderful new client that we just did a closet and a shop, and I just adore her. And she sent me a text and she said, the one thing we didn't get was a really good summer trench coat. She commutes into Boston. And I was like, oh my goodness. But I'm like, you're paying attention because we talked about functionality. I mean, I could talk about color and style all day long. So, this is when, like, this is my some little, and I had this in the car today when it was raining, but I have this folded in the back of my car. And I have another one at the Cape that actually has a whole bunch of netting on it. So it breathes. So that might be something that you want to put on your list is I have a really awesome yellow rain slicker. And if I'm on the boat in the rain, I wear that. But even then I get super hot in it. So I also at the Cape just have a really fun poncho. It's just like plastic, but it's got a hood. So I put that on as a last minute in my top seven here, because I was thinking of what are the things that I'm hearing from other people. And number seven, and we touched upon it, is just too much black, like not the right black. And I'll show you what I mean by that. But color is really in. Again, I love my black, and I spend a lot of time here in Boston in the summer, and I tend to wear my summer blacks into the city. I'm going to be going to New York this summer. I'll bring them there, but it's not what I bring to the Cape, and it actually helps me kind of segment my closet in a more user-friendly way. And when I was putting this whole program together and I was leading and I was trying to be clever with the seven things not to bring into summer, I realized that this whole program is really about organization and being able to grab and go during this magnificent time of year. And when I was going through, I think you guys all know that I think of this program all the time. But I started on Saturday and I actually put a note in the Facebook group and said, it was raining and crappy out. I was like, I'm planning my show. What do you want to know? And I got to thank you for sharing that because it helps me. But then I was like, okay, how am I getting dressed? Like day to day, not to go to an event or something like that, but how am I doing it? And I realized that the reason why I can have very few pieces is because I don't have a ton of color. I have, I kind of limit the color and I call that signature color. So when we flip the conversation, how are we doing on time? We're doing perfect, 7:23 I have. Um, I really started to think summer 2025, and we've covered a lot of these trends, um, both on our spring show, and of course in our Facebook group. But one of the biggest trends that I've seen out there is sets. And I have an example and I can show you. So this is a set that I bought when I was on vacation in Hilton Head. So it's a wider leg pant, which is really good. I love that. It's got the green in it, and then it has this set. Now, the old me would be breaking these up. I would be doing a million things with these, trying to figure this out. But the new me, and I'm really busy, I just love this as a set. And I was invited last minute to go out to dinner with friends. The only really nice Friday night we've had was about a month ago. It was really hot. And putting this on, um, was so easy. I had to be at the restaurant at 6 o'clock. I was like a bat out of hell driving into my driveway, 5:15, putting the makeup on. But when I had a set like this, I walked into that restaurant like I had taken all day long to get ready. So that's one thing that I want to share with you. And you guys all saw some of the sets. I showed 3 sets on the live show. I think was it our April show or our March show when I came back from Hilton Head. So I have a brand new, Sarah hasn't even heard this yet. It came to me today. So I am rolling out my new summer 2025 mantra. Now, you guys all know one of our mantras is 3 tops for every bottom, right? So I have these white jeans on. I don't know if you can see them, but I certainly have several tops. We'll get into sleeves, by the way. A lot of you are interested in summer sleeves. Um, so that's worked for us for so many years. And when we're helping people pack, and when I say things and they come back to me over and over and over, I know that I've really helped people. Like people repeat that to me. People repeat pack to the coat. That was another one that we came up with. But my new one is 3 shoes for every dress. 3 shoes for every dress. And I will show you what I mean. So I bought this dress when I was in Dallas visiting my sister, and everybody had a pretty Easter dress. And I had like a New England looking Easter outfit on. So I bought it and wasn't inexpensive, not gonna lie. I am in love with this dress. I can't even tell you how comfortable. It's long, so I don't have to shave my legs. I don't, it covers me, so I'm not worried about sun. And when I wore it, so I went to a conference on, what day was the conference? Friday. And it was on a Friday. I wasn't speaking, I was there as a guest. And I wore it with these red shoes. People were asking me, the architectural shoes are really in for summer. So sandals that have like, see how that it's like an architecture, is that the right word? Architectural heel, front. So I wore that to the meeting, got a ton of compliments. Um, handbag, went back to my oldie but goodie. It's just a nude bag. It was, more suited for a business conference. It was over at Wellesley College. When my feet got sore and I had to run around and do errands, I put these bad boys on with it and it looked great. And then Sarah actually was here on Friday. She saw me in it. Sarah left and I had to walk my dog. So I put the sneakers on with it, walked Susie Q, and then went out with my husband to the mall, went out to dinner. So you see what I mean? One dress, 3 shoes. Isn't that awesome? So you could go away for the weekend and have, you know, use the dress. Dresses are so in. So I wanted to share that with you. That's my new mantra. And then in terms of, I have an example here. I have a client going to a resort. She's leaving tomorrow. So I hit TJ Maxx for her. So I've already packed her pretty much for her trip, but she needs some extra stuff. And she will not do sleeveless. And she's going to this really hot place, like it's in Nevada someplace. It's like a resort. So she, um, these are the things that I picked up at TJ Maxx, right? Cute. So, 29.99. She has green slides. I'm gonna bring slides down. She has some jellies now, thanks to me. And she has beautiful legs. She tends to carry her weight through here. And she's got beautiful green heels that we got last year. So that's going to her. Um, this is what I mean about summer black. She's not taking this on her trip, but this was at TJ Maxx for $34.99. Honest to goodness. And she's an attorney in downtown Boston. And you see how it's longer, it's lighter, it's cotton. She has a cranberry blazer, a berry blazer, a green blazer. I'm going to suggest that she has a black blazer with 3/4 sleeve. She has a white blazer with a 3/4 sleeve. Do you see how that's summer black? And wearing it, and I didn't bring them down, like kitten heels are really in right now for two reasons. Things are a little bit slimmer and lighter, and they also don't kill you. The other shoe, somebody asked me about shoes. The other shoe shape that's really in is this. So if you like flats, especially if you work in like a city, a professional office setting, do you see how great those would be with this dress? So these are from Ann Taylor Loft. I hit it for you guys today. I was at Loft and TJ Maxx, um, and just a really pretty shoe, but it's a little bit different shape, and these are really comfortable. All right. So I wanted to show you that. What else? Um, and again, she really doesn't like to show her arms. This could go on her trip. This is not very expensive. She might not even, she might say no to this, but I just thought the color was so pretty and the shape is really pretty for her. And those of you that do hold your weight in the middle, having these dresses that don't have any like empire waist or any kind of waist is the way to go. Anybody that wants to, and this has a lining, so that's also very concealing. It's not so clingy. All right. And then I know she's going to say no to this because she's going to say, I don't wear skirts. But I saw this and I just loved it. She wants more color. Again, TJ Maxx, 19.99 people, just crazy. And I saw this top and I really liked the bottom of it. So she could wear it with that. I just like how handy that is because you could wear this with high-waisted jeans. We'll talk about blue jeans in a minute. And and then I got her, she won't do sleeveless. So I thought super pretty, super, isn't that pretty? I just thought so useful for the summer. The next trend, so I'm talking about, and I know I think we're right up against the clock at this point, 7:30. Let me take one more minute. The other thing I wanted to talk about was I talked about summer black. Reimagine denim. I had some questions about are jean shorts dated? They are not dated. There's always a way to make them fresh and fun. So these are just some shorts. This is another pair. These are both from Loft. See how much these are so much more baggy. These are size 2. And look at how baggy they are. Crazy, or size 4, I think. But when you're going to do that, and these aren't for everyone, I love doing like a shorter top with that. You know what I mean? So you're doing the big baggy on the bottom, a shorter top. This is a little bit of a younger look. But I just wanted to show you that. And even in my own life, uh, like I'm wearing this denim jacket a whole lot more than I still kept my white and my shorter, croppier one, but this is just giving me a much better vibe because it's bigger, it's oversized. And then when I was in Dallas for Easter, I got these jeans. and they're big and baggy. And because I'm, small on the more petite side, it took me, it was a little bit of time to get them. I love them. I am like in love with these. So today, when I had to be out the door really quickly to go to TJ Maxx for you guys, um, I was able to, this is kind of my uniform. I have this sweater. This is also for those of you that get really hot in the summer. I love this sweater. It's a Varley. It's a brand that I bought last year that I really liked. So when I saw it, I grabbed it. I'm like living in it. So I wore this today with my jeans. Where are sneakers that my sneakers? And I put it with, when I do these sweaters that have I call it air conditioning. Um, but when I do the jeans and the sweater and then the sneaker, and then today, because I'm organized and it was chillier, it was raining. Um, Maybe we could put these in the chat tomorrow, Sarah. But these are Ann Taylor Loft. They have them in petite and missy. They're I tend to carry my weight here. I don't like anything clingy or see-through. They're not see-through. And I threw these jeans because I'm obsessed with this t-shirt, and I have this in white, I have it in gray, and I have it in pink now. And this sweater over the whole thing. Let me show you. And my sneakers. And I only have two pairs of sneakers out right now. And then, to make the wardrobe super versatile, and again, remember my new mantra is, having three shoes for every dress, but it really goes with every outfit. I wore this a lot this season with a little black t-shirt. This is one of the most expensive t-shirts I've ever bought. I bought it at a boutique, but it fits me beautifully and the neck is right. I shop high and low, ladies. It's all about the fit and the usefulness. This thing needs to write me a check. And this t-shirt was like $89, which is crazy. But I loved it. It fit. Um, it works with so many things. And the tops are the things that I'm always missing. So I wore this a lot before it got summer with my black loafers and a pair of blue jeans. So the blue, the same color, the top. See what I mean? And that's what I mean about summer black too. Like I could go into the city and not feel like I have summer shoes on. So I hope that that helps. This is about clearing out the closet, taking a big moment, saying, I love clothes. I love having this as an expression. It's also an artistic expression. And what am I going to do right now so that I go into July 4th? I go to the same July 4th party. This is me, a lot of you too. And some of us, like, you know what? I tend to wear the same thing to the July 4th party every year just because I like it. It's not, it's not a fashion show down there. I have all my clothes packed. That's another thing because I'm on the boat so much and I live with boys. They do not want to wait for me to put my makeup on and do my hair. I have my beach bag. Thank you, Lisa Duncan, if you're on. That's what she gave me last year for my birthday. I have this amazing LL Bean beach tote that Lisa gave me. It is the most amazing thing. I would never bought it for myself, but it's big and it's waterproof. And I mean, those jeans are going in that beach bag because I love them so much and it gets chilly at night. But I will pack a couple of colors. I will have my layering pieces. I'll have my sunglasses. I'll have my sunscreen. I'll have my hat. And I go from working all week to the Cape. I'm very blessed to be able to do that. But I get down there Friday night. And if I'm not organized, the whole day is gone on Saturday. And then Sunday, I'm getting ready to come back. So, and is that resonating with anyone? These are the kind of tips that we share in that insiders program. And it's a community and we're building it. And again, before I bring up our lovely guests, anyone that joins tonight as a monthly member or an annual member, you're going to get one of these bags. Happy to send them to you. They're worth $34, so it's cheaper than one. These are worth more than 1 month in the program. And then if you join by Friday, from now until Friday. So join tonight as an annual member. You're going to get the bag and the course. But if you join by an annual member by Friday, you're going to get that too. So I am now, we planned this program to go to about 7:45 tonight. I would just love, and please put in the chat because I do go back. I can't read it while I'm presenting, but I do go into the chat and um, I love to know what resonates with people. So put in the chat what your biggest takeaway was tonight because that really does help me know what to write more about, what to research more about. But I'd love to bring Marcia Abbott up right now, and I've got Katie Bellinger too. But hi, Marcia. Marcia is one of our not only wonderful insiders, but she has been a client of our firm for at least 10 years.
At
Um,
least.
and she was when we met her, she was working in the Boston area. She has since moved to Florida, but she's back on Martha's Vineyard. Hi, Marcia. Can you just share a little bit? Because I think people get a lot of value. First, what your experience has been like working with Sarah. I know you guys have an
Oh,
amazing working
Sarah.
relationship, just amazing. I love seeing that. And then why, so share a little bit more about that, and then why you joined Insiders and the value to you of that.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I just have gotten so much out of the Sarah and the program over the years. But to your point, I did start working with Sarah back when I was working. I was living in the Boston area. I was traveling a lot for work, and the most stressful part of my job was just getting ready Sunday night for the travel ahead. And so we really worked on, sort of that capsule wardrobe, how to easily pack for my trips. Then you fast forward, I downsized from our home, our family home, and I moved into Boston. The smaller apartment meant the smaller closet. That sort of was another transition I worked with Sarah through. Then next phase was I retired. So now all my work clothes became sort of, less important to me and more, moving into fitting with my current activities. Then I moved to Florida. Sarah's been helping me work with, that climate. And I changed locations and closets twice a year. And that in the old days, that would have just overwhelmed me. But, I know, I think it's time well spent. I often will book a session with Sarah remotely when I'm getting ready to head north. And we go through, what will I need up here? And then do the reverse. So it's helped me through, changes in location, changes of vocation, changes of activity. I've just gotten so much out of working with Sarah. And then the second thing you asked about, was what do I get out of the insiders? Well, I think for me, it's the planning and the organization. Um, if you that's been just such a great thing. Like you said, you start with your calendar and you know what's coming up. And haven't even told you guys this, but we're going to have 3 weddings in the family in the next year, including Grace, who just got engaged. So there'll
Congrats.
be a lot of that. And, I know I'll be looking to you for help with that. But it's really the planning, it's the organization. That's just, taken so much of the stress out of, all the changes in life and changes in location.
Yeah, and I think you're a perfect example too, Marsha, of how effective virtual consulting is. We, it's been 5 years now, and it's just one of the most popular services. But what we love is that once we just can have very effective relationships. And then last question before I bring up Katie for you, Marsha, is if there was somebody out there thinking about joining Insiders and is kind of on the fence, what would you say to them?
Well, for me, I don't think it's a big commitment of time or money. It's once a month. Yeah, I think the monthly subscription is, under $30 a month. I feel like I get so much out of it in terms of, when we get on that monthly call. There's always the links that you mentioned. I get so excited the next day. I'm just so excited to look through the links from the night before. Um, Tips and, things like that rack. To your point, I did buy 3 of them. I bought one for Florida, one for Martha's Vineyard, and I bought one for my daughter in Manhattan. So I just think that there's always, the points, the sharing, even of, the other insiders when we have the breakout sessions during our monthly meeting, and we all talk about, we'll spend 5 minutes sharing what's working for us in our wardrobe for that season. So it's not a huge amount of time or money, but I just get a lot out of it.
Oh, thank you, Marcia. And I think for you too, is that where you do work so effectively with Sarah one-on-one, and we hear from you, it's not every month, but having that touch base. A lot of the clients say to me, I love having the touch base with Sarah on my calendar once a month. I can jump on and participate, or I can get the replay. And again, the links are amazing
Thanks. They're
because
great.
they're 10 curated links that you can order from. So, Marcia, thank you. And thank you for buying the rack. And again, I'm going to bring the rack back. Where is it? Anyone that wants one of these racks,
Mhm.
we're selling them as many as you like for $99, which is really the best deal we could possibly hope to offer all of you. And we're waiving the shipping. We've been using these for 20 years and we want to get them out there, and they really are selling like hotcakes. All right, so Miss Katie Ballinger. Where's Katie? Katie's also been someone that's lived it. Hello, Katie has been in our world a very long time. I think you started with Kathy Smith, and
Mhm.
then you went over and started working with Sarah. So, tell us a little bit different. I'll ask you a couple different questions of Marcia. How has working, like since you've been working with us, like what's different about how you approach getting dressed? And Katie is a busy mom. How many children do you have, Katie?
Two.
Yeah. And tell them a little bit about you. You're so impressive, Katie. Tell them what you do.
Sure. I'm a partner at AAF CPAs. So I'm an audit partner. I've been with the firm for 20 years this summer, and I'm in Boston a lot. My office is in Boston or Westboro. My clients are all over the state, so I do a lot of traveling, not as much anymore. So a lot of Zoom calls, which Mary Lou and Sarah have helped me with for dressing with that too. But and then I have two kids, 8 and 9.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I've
you're
coached
busy. So
baseball
how
and
has it
yeah.
changed? Because I remember my first call with you, which was many years ago now. You just were really looking for a partner really to help you with this one party. But and so you're always at special events. You have a lot of charity events that you go to. So talk about how working with us has changed how you approach getting dressed.
Yes. So I work with all nonprofits. So I'm a nonprofit audit partner. And so I'm always at their galas and events, aside from, regular conferences. And I think before working with you, I would just I didn't really think about, all of the things that you talk. I didn't think about fit. I was totally off on my fit. That was a huge one. Everything was always bag, like my shoulders are small. Everything was always like hanging off me and just not fitting right. Fit, fabric. I would wear like a winter dress in the summer. Like I just was really off. I didn't think of it. Whatever was in the closet, I just wore it. Uh, so now I think about it, completely different.
And what is your favorite thing about working with Sarah?
Definitely shopping. So, when we go shopping, it's the best day. Everything, she pulls things that I wouldn't necessarily pick, but I totally love. And it's like perfect. Like she picks things that fit me right. And we always talk about planning ahead. So thinking about my life, thinking about going to those galas, but also going, out for the day with the kids on the weekend. So making sure that we're hitting both sides of my life. And it's just always a lot of fun. I leave with like so many bags, and it's
Yeah,
just
I know you always say that it's like your fun day of the
it
year, which
is.
I
It's
love.
so
And
fun.
Katie, and how do you use, because you're an example of some people, you're a busy professional. How does that insider serve you?
So I miss a lot of the meetings live because the time for bedtime, it's really most of the time it doesn't work, but we get the replay, and that's really important because the tips, even the tips that you were going through beforehand, I was taking notes. Like they always resonate with me, and I put them into practice, and it really makes a difference in my chaotic life. And it makes me feel good. So, and the links, I always appreciate the links and the replay. So although I miss, the conversations and the breakout rooms often, I still get so much value, watching the replay when I can't make it.
Awesome. Katie, thank you. And I think the things when I go in and ask people what they love about insiders, I get obviously Sarah does a phenomenal job and people love her presence and her ideas and her generosity of spirit. It's huge. The second thing is the links. People just don't have time to go all over the internet. And it's like getting a little present in your inbox, which I like. When I get them, I'm like, I can't wait to see what they are. And then the other one is people really love the breakouts, which we put on as just like kind of like a test, and everyone loves the breakout. So I wanted to share it with, so what would you say to anyone on, and I wanted to also show, I asked Marcia and Katie just to show the diversity of who's in the group. I mean, Katie, Marcia's retired with 3 homes and getting ready to launch her kids' weddings. And Katie is busy. She's got little ones at home. So what would you say to somebody that is kind of like, is this for me or not?
Well, similar to Marcia, the time or in the cost of it, for it is not a big investment, but you get so much value out of it. So I think
Yeah,
that's
it's a value
huge.
proposition. Yeah.
And it's the tips, it's not just what to wear every day, but it's how to set up, the closet. That's another huge value that Sarah's added. Sarah's come to my home and helped to move my closet. Before, I didn't have any system. It was just, maybe I would have my work stuff here and, but now I've
Yeah.
embraced all kinds of tips that she's done. And so it's the organization, it's the clothes, it's the footwear, all
The
of
whole
those tips
package.
just add up. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And I think, thank you, Katie. One of the things that Katie's speaking to, if you join this program again from now until Friday at midnight, and we do have a lot of people that join at like 11:57. It's hysterical every time we do this. Human nature, I guess. You get that methodology. So it's 5 videos taught by me, taught live, and they're 30 minutes. So you can tackle your closet, learn about fit, learn about accessories, get our best practices for shopping. It comes with downloads, it comes with all the tools. It's really the book put into a video format with checklists to keep you motivated. So, Katie, thank you. Marcia, thank you so much. We're going to say goodbye to our Facebook friends.